There are criminals who run, criminals who hide, and then there was the man who simply decided to stop existing. This is the story of a kingpin so bold, so calculating, and so untouchable that he faked his own death not once, but twice. A man whose disappearance shook governments, intelligence agencies, and the criminal underworld. A man the world believes is dead, but whose story refuses to stay buried. Today, we open the file they tried to close, the file of a ghost who walks among the living. His name was officially recorded as Michael Verretti, but in the underworld, they called him the Architect, because every move he made was planned down to the last detail. He didn't just run a criminal empire, he engineered it. By the age of 28, Verretti had built a vast network of money laundering routes stretching from Eastern Europe to South America. Interpol labeled his system impossibly clean. The FBI called him a statistical anomaly. Criminals called him untouchable. But law enforcement had something he didn't plan for, a leak inside his operation. A leak that exposed millions in offshore transactions and connected them directly to him. The walls were closing in. And then, everything changed. On a quiet Sunday morning, on a coastal highway in Montenegro, police received a report of a burning vehicle. Inside was the body of a man burned beyond recognition. DNA at the scene matched Michael Verretti. Police declared him dead within 48 hours. Case closed. Investigation terminated. The Architect was gone. But something was wrong. 3 months later, unusual financial patterns surfaced. Large sums of money began moving between shell companies known to be linked to Verretti. Accounts that should have been frozen were suddenly active. New accounts were created with signatures identical to his. Authorities dismissed it as copycat criminals or leftover automated systems. But then, something happened that couldn't be dismissed. A man walked into a high-end hotel in Buenos Aires. He checked in using a passport from a small island nation, but the hotel's facial recognition system flagged something unusual. The man's face was a 97% match to Verretti. Interpol was alerted. Agents rushed to the hotel, but by the time they arrived, the man had vanished, and the room was empty, completely empty. Not a single fingerprint, not a single trace, as if the man had never existed. Authorities reopened the investigation, and the deeper they looked, the stranger things became. Forensic analysts eventually discovered the truth about the burned body in Montenegro. The DNA match? Manipulated. The dental records? Forged. The body? A man who'd been missing for months, kidnapped, killed, and used as a substitute. The first death was staged. But Verretti wasn't done. Interpol tracked his movements for the next 2 years. He appeared in fragments, a blurry reflection on a window in Singapore, a brainy security photo from a cafe in Morocco, a banking camera catching only half his face. He was alive. He was moving. He was still operating. And then, he died again. At least, that's what the world was told. A second body was found, this time in a remote cabin in northern Chile. Authorities claimed it was Verretti. They released photos of the scene. International agencies closed their cases once again. But experts noticed inconsistencies. The autopsy report was rushed, no public DNA verification, and the photos, too conveniently staged. too similar to techniques known to be used by Veretti himself. Forensic analysts later admitted privately that the second body showed signs of post-mortem manipulation. Once again, someone else had died in his place. 2 deaths, both fake, both flawless. The man was no longer the architect. He had become a ghost. And then came the final clue, the one that shook investigators to their core. A message posted anonymously on a dark web forum used by high-level organized criminals. The message simply said, "Buildings collapse when the foundation is wrong. I build new ones. I always have." The signature, a symbol Veretti had used since his early days. A symbol only he could have posted. Investigators realized the truth. He was taunting them, watching them, still active, still building. Today, the official record lists Michael Veretti as dead, not once, but twice. 2 death certificates, 2 closed cases. But the money still moves, the shell companies still breathe, and the ghost of the architect still leaves a faint shadow across global operations. The world believes he is gone. Some believe he is living quietly under a new identity. Others think he is still orchestrating an empire larger than ever before. And some whisper that a man who fakes his death twice is preparing to do it a 3rd time. The truth? No one knows. The only thing certain is that ghosts like these never truly disappear. Some criminals hide from justice, but only a true ghost hides from the world. This was the story of the kingpin who faked his death twice, a man who mastered deception so completely that even death couldn't catch him. If you want more stories like this, stories of hidden truths, forgotten crimes, and mysteries the world tried to bury, you're in the right place. This is Untold Archives.